Greetings, Glitter Gang. I'm Kathryn, and this video will be a Kathryn Scraps album share. I have an album from 2016 that I've received requests to do an album basics guide for. I'm going to show you that album, and we do have an album basics guide being released now. Before I do the album share, I just want to say that, like many of you, I was horrified to witness the appalling extrajudicial execution of George Floyd by Minneapolis police. And because of that, I will be donating 50% of the profits from the sale of this album basics guide that I'm releasing between now and June 19th to Campaign for Zero, which is a nonprofit organization associated with Black Lives Matter that can help you learn how to take action in your local community and your local government to encourage your leaders to make changes with data-based solutions to end police violence in your community and in America. So there's a lot of information on their website. I will link it below on what solutions work and have worked in lowering and ending police violence in police departments and communities that have addressed this, and how you can work to bring those about in your area. So again, 50% of the proceeds from the sale of this book will go to Campaign for Zero between now and June 19th. That is Juneteenth, which is the anniversary of the emancipation of the last slave in the United States. So that's why we're going to extend it from now until then. It's 16 days. It's a little bit more than 2 weeks, but we're going to go through June 19th. So between now and June 19th, 50% of the profits from this album basics guide sales will go to Campaign for Zero. And again, I have linked them below so that you can educate yourself on what you can be doing to prevent this in your community and in America. So thank you so much for clicking on their link and for purchasing this album basics guide. And I will now get into the album share. So this album is from a workshop I did in 2016 that does not currently have a tutorial available on my website. And this is just the album piece of it. And it is with the Simple Stories Story of Us collection. Now, Simple Stories has made their collections digital. So you can pick up this collection if you want to make this book exactly. And I will include the original videos of me making this in 2016 in with the album basics guide as a bonus, so that you can see me make this if you want to recreate it yourself. So I will also link the Simple Stories digital paper down below, so that if you want to do it exactly, if you have a need for a wedding album, then this is an option available for you. So, all right. So I did the Story of Us on the cover with some glitter tape. I was going through a major glitter phase when I made this book, so you're going to see a lot of glitter. And there's a lot of glitter type paper in this collection as well. So because of the size of this album, and it is like 8.5 by 11, thereabouts. So because of the size of this, there's room for lots of these sort of large pieces. You know, Simple Stories has a lot of these extremely large cards in their collections, so there are spaces where you can include these in your book. And one of the things that I also did was I designed, and you'll see me do this in the videos, I think I used tape, rolls of tape to create this bracket. I have included a bonus PDF template of a similar shape in with the album basics guide. So if you want to print it out, you don't have to create this yourself from scratch. One thing I did a lot of in this book as well, you can see these are pretty thick. I layered lots of layers of paper together, or cardstock together with pattern paper to make sort of faux chipboard embellishments. You'll see the faux chipboard embellishments used throughout as well. So the basic structure of the album is you've got a flap on the front of the page, and then it opens to a large photo layout. So you've got room for 4x6 photos, room for journaling or additional pattern paper here. You could do journaling here. I used glitter paper, and then more embellishments here. And there are no seams visible really on the inside, like where you have like a flap of paper showing. Those are all hidden on the back. And you'll see how to do that in the video itself. So then on the back, there's a pocket, and the pocket has been designed so you can put 4¼ by 6¼ photo mats right on top of it, and it closes with a photo mat, as well as you'll get instructions on how to make these inserts that hold 4x6 photos inside. You can of course put 4x6 photos on the front and back as well, but I did this sort of faux Polaroid look. Yeah, a faux Polaroid or Polaroid look throughout. The other thing that I've done in the album basics guide is I have given you instructions for how to do this album as a portrait album, which is what I am showing you here, as well as how to do it as a landscape album, where it would be like this with the flap on this side. So I got it both ways. So there's technically 4 ways you could do it. You could do it like this with the flap on this side or the flap on the top, and you could do it like this with the flap on the top or the flap on the side. So you've kind of got 4 different things you can play around with. This is page style A, this is page style B. I've also included instructions to do page style B opened at the top instead of opened on the side. So you also have 2 different options with the back as well. All right, so I've done more glitter paper here. I have glitter butterflies coming across, and I've done a little embellishment cluster here, you and me, and then here's more of that glitter tape, and more of the photos. Since it is a wedding album, of course we have so many photos we want to put on display, so that's available to us as well. I love you from the bottom of my heart, and I actually cut out some of the hearts and put glitter paper behind them. And then here I made another Polaroid. You can tuck a photo back here if you want, or you could just put it down. And again, if you want to see how I made this by hand. If you want to see how I made this, it will be in the included video, so you do have that. All right, Mr. and Mrs. Cute. Okay, so that's that. Then over here, I actually cut this all out by hand using a Spellbinders die as a template to make this. So you will see how I did that if you want to explore making your own sort of die cut looking flaps. You will see how I put this together. You will be able to make your own if you want to with your dies or whatever else you have handy you might want to play around with. So that will be included in the videos as well. Always kiss me. And then I just love the look of like things tucked in a pocket. So we've made kind of made this as like a little pocket here. And again, happily ever after, more room for photos. Of course, photos are what we want. Want to see a lot of photos in a wedding album. Again, to the back now. Love. Another Polaroid. And then lots of little layers of paper on the back. I need to do that again. So cute. So cute. All right. Another one of these beautiful flaps. Then we have Let's Celebrate. More photos on the inside here. Of course, more flaps everywhere. This is another, you can tuck a photo back here. I've just stuck some things in there so you can see. Lots of glitter, lots of layers. I like the formal look for a wedding album. You know, I want it to be really classy. Here's another one of those faux chipboard pieces that I made out of cardstock and pattern paper. Again, that will be included in the live class videos. You'll be able to see how I did that and do your own as well. And they lived happily ever after. More photos there. The story of us. Lots of room for journaling as well. if you want to talk about who's in the photos, that sort of thing. And then this is another, you know, chipboard embellishment, faux chipboard embellishment that I made. We go together like salt and pepper, rock and roll, macaroni and cheese, milk and cookies, the moon and the stars. More glitter, more glitter. Lots of glitter in this album. This is just the beginning. And then the last pocket on the back. I did the swans, which if you know me, you know I very much dislike swans, so I don't know why I put swans on here. It must have been a request from the chat, but or maybe it was a wedding album and I my heart wasn't so hard that day towards swans. Just married, off into the sunset. So this is the Tea for 3 album. Tea for 3 album doesn't have to be a wedding album. It's an extremely versatile layout. It's great for anything where you have a ton of photos, because you can get, I didn't count the photos. Let's see, there's 4 on the front and there's 7 on the back. So that's 11, so 66. So you can get easily 66 photos in here. And again, you have all these areas to let your pattern paper shine if you want to, and to just, you don't even have to cover all of your big, beautiful pieces that you want to highlight from your special collections. That's there for you. So this is available now at kathrynscraps.com. I'll put a link in the video description to the Tea for 3 album basics guide. I'll also have a link to the paper. And remember that between now and June 19th, 2020, 50% of the proceeds from sales of this album basics guide will go to Campaign for Zero, which is a resource from Black Lives Matter to help you work within your community to help end police brutality in your community and in America. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for checking them out. Thank you so much for purchasing this album basics guide if you do, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks so much. Bye now.